This is correct. Only, and what a penis, once we got it here, she's using a beer system. System is blocking or what? Don't see any issue here. Maybe this system is on the viral. In the inside the boss is made looking to connect. All this thing with passing right. I said content. Its case using this token, or it should be able to connect. You application JSON's last morning okay. And then let me see how do I pass for me on the project. I am passing here all this information in the body brand type. Plant at a glance, it okay. You. In fact. So it looks good only. Where it then became. Okay, guys, let me see why it is not connecting okay. I may need to set up something else and we will continue tomorrow on the same topic from here. We will try to revisit why the connection. It is not happening okay. I believe some kind of problem is there or, authentication process is not happening. Because earlier connection it is there. There is no issue. If I go to my collection right where I write that bearer connection. Still, I have not enabled it actually. That's why, right? We required to enable one more thing for the bearer connection. If I go here right in the ServiceNow tool, it's using only this thing. If I go to the Auth token. Yeah, Auth token, that's what it right. It is not still there, but I can do that. Let me see. I was about to cover later on this application registry part, that is, Auth token. Let me do that and see whether that work for me or not. Create Auth API endpoint for external and give me a name, like test API. Some name I'm giving and it will generate a token for me. Let me. For all applications for submitted. So test API is there right? If I open this. Now what it will do. It has generated a client ID and client secret for me right now. In the here if I try to create a add request, and this is basically. It will look first for the connection purpose. I'm giving a name as connection only, right? And this will be always post right. And I have to give this client add a client secret value. So what else I can give here, right? Let me give the URL first, right? What will be the URL? So this URL it will be coming from. This URL. Instance Developer Service, now.com. And after giving this URL, I can give this client ID. Basically, this is my client ID. Client_ID. And this will be my client secret. Let me copy that. We need some more parameter, right? What is the parameter? If you go back here, this asset model so required. Basically I have been telling you, asset application JSON. Your content type is required. Application JSON. And your username also required to connect to that. That is your admin, we saw it, right? And password. If I go back, I'm talking about this username password, right, or this one? Yeah. So admin and password. If I give all this information, right? Let me see. Oh, I have passed everything in the params. It should be an authorization or header. Again, I think it will make some problem. It's sending, but it didn't generate any token because I believe I need to pass all this information in the body. Instead of param this thing, I read for the person. Body itself. This client ID, then only it will generate an authentication token for me. But I believe some. Sorry. Client ID. This is your client secret. And what is that person? Asset parameter. This rest is, like you know, little complexity. As you know, the connectivity is the only option. Once the connection happen, that means you know you are ready to go for building your application. Type is your application. And username is your. All this information. It will be there in the document. So if the password right and what password I can provide. This password. So I'm not taking anything from the params and passing everything in the body itself.